Hey, yeah, what's up? What's up? We back, part two. So now we're gonna be talking about the creation of man. Jumping off with my boy Ricky, man.
All right, yeah, I said it. The Adam and Eve story in Genesis 1 makes sense to me. You don't have to agree, but we know one thing for sure: it takes a man and a woman to create, and it took a man and a woman to populate the earth in Genesis. It takes a man and a woman to populate the earth in any theory you want to give me. So, Umar? Brother?
Okay. He said Adam and Eve. So, he actually believed the story in the Bible where God created a man and then took the rib out of this man and created a woman.
All that might be that
That's
might
what
be
you
extra,
said, though, right?
all that might be extra stuff.
I mean, if you're gonna recite that,
it takes a man and a woman to create.
If you're gonna recite that, then you have to. This is what you recite. You recite not the Bible, right or wrong?
No, I just said it made sense.
Okay, how does that make sense?
Because it takes a man and a woman to create.
Okay, but how can a man come down, some imaginary person, make a man of an image of himself, and then take the rib out that man, and then make a woman? This is what you're saying.
This is what I'm saying.
Hearing what you're saying?
I said in part one, at the end of part one, that we don't know how we got here.
Okay.
But we do know it takes a man and a woman to create.
Adam,
the imaginary person you speak of.
This is what Adam means. Adam.
Is this a name?
Atom.
Is this a name? We don't know his real name.
This is what it means. I'm telling you what it means. Atom.
Adam, which is in everything.
Atom.
Yeah.
Atom, which is in everything. You're right. Okay, Eve. Do we understand what Eve means? Do we understand what that
I
word
might not
means?
have your understanding.
You don't have to have my understanding. The understanding is basic. Do you know what that means? Do you know what the word Eve means? Mother Earth. Okay?
Okay.
So if you have a Mother Earth and you have an atom, A-T-O-M, not Adam, the guy, but atom. Something which you just agreed in, that you said that everything exists in this universe is up in us.
That's true.
Per se, it's called melanin. Right?
Melanin is in everything, yeah.
Okay. So, if you have that, so how can you ever believe? So are you saying that in the Bible it's actually a mythological story?
I'm just saying
that
it makes sense. It
clues of what actually the truth actually is? That's what you're saying?
It takes a man and a woman
to
that's
natural laws. But we know from the Bible per se, that's not what it says.
So, back to what I said at the end of part one.
Okay.
Nobody knows how we got on planet Earth. So, all we're given is theories. So, I said the Genesis story made sense. You're telling me that that we came from another planet. And Matt's theory is evolution.
Yes.
And
okay, before you go on, but Matt actually agreed. Matt, can I get an agreement on this? You actually said that I can believe that too, that we came from another planet. Right or wrong?
Oh, it could be possible that something from another
possible.
planet seeded life on this planet. That definitely is a possibility.
I mean, we look at all the stories.
I'm not saying it's not possible.
But
I'm
you
just
still,
saying we don't know.
But it's not that. See, that's the thing. A lot of people always say they don't know because they don't want to know.
No, you just don't know.
Let me recite that again. A lot of people say they don't know because they don't want to know.
But I gotta say it one more time. You don't know how we got here.
The thing about it is how you got the Adam and Eve story.
Can't even
the thing about
all right. I'm gonna just jump in. I'm gonna just jump in real quick. My opinion is my brother's absolutely right about we have to propose theories and ideas about how we got here. So I'm of the perspective that you have to go with whatever the majority of the evidence is saying, and then if the majority of the evidence, whatever direction that points you in, that's where the needle on the compass needs to be pointing. And if that evidence takes you in another direction, then you need to go in that other direction. But I will admit that even what I'm saying about evolution and the theory of evolution, I don't know everything about it 100%,
Okay.
but that's what I'm rocking with, because to me that has the most scientific evidence behind it. And only thing I'll say about the perspective that my brother Ricky put out there is, I think I get what he want to say, but then when you say it in the perspective of Adam and Eve, and we're talking about an entity coming and taking dirt and forming somebody and breathing into them and putting them in it's a whole story of a life that come with Adam and Eve. It's not just Adam and Eve. It's Adam, Eve, God, the garden.
You can say Adam and Steve too.
The fall, the fall of
rainbow
man.
people.
And even if that's the truth, you know, even if that's the accurate theory, then again we're gonna have to go back to well then let's get to the evidence that can actually back it up, because we do have is the fossil record and the interpretation of the fossil record and the data. They had a fossil record of the oldest Homo sapiens in Africa, you know, and they have all of the oldest of the complete set of fossils for early humans in Africa. So based on that particular piece of evidence, until they find older fossils somewhere else, we can reasonably deduce that humans started in Africa, and then they migrated out to other areas. But then when you look inside of Africa and you go back into the timeline and you see before you have the fossils of Homo sapiens sapien, and it wasn't no Homo sapiens sapien fossils, what was it? You had these early hominids, these beings, these creatures, for lack of a better word, these entities that existed before the Homo sapiens sapiens, that they are saying because of biology, living conditions, climates, interactions with the food, the diet, migrating to other locations to where the diet change and no longer being able to interact with the individuals in Africa that you're a part of originally. The species started to evolve and started to change, and then you had groups of the early hominids getting different character traits.
Well, I disagree with that, because if you're gonna say that these people, these Homo sapiens sapiens, which is say they come from apes or whatever.
I didn't say that.
Well, okay. Well, a common ancestor, right or wrong?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
They have a common ancestor of these people, of these things. I'm saying things because we know these not people. We know they're not human like us. They don't breathe. I mean, I'm not gonna say they don't breathe like us. They don't hunt like us. They don't take care of their kids like us, which is their offspring. But what I do agree on is they do actually have the same type of emotions and the same type of feelings as we have, as we do.
Well, everything.
You know, but I cannot agree on the Darwin theory about evolution. I cannot. It's just something just in my heart that's telling me that's not correct.
Well, things evolve.
What have evolved? What have evolved? This is my question.
Dogs evolved.
Okay.
They started.
How did they evolve though? How did the dogs evolve?
Man. But they evolved.
Okay. Your key word was man.
I mean, it's a lot of things that evolve.
Okay, but let's stick to the subject.
Birds
what you're saying.
evolve.
Okay, let's stick to the subject. How did these? Okay,
Man,
so what you basically saying is that we evolved because for the better, for the better as in say for instance for survival. And a wise brother of mine told me the meaning of evolution is the meaning of evolution is basically those who survive more than the weak. The stronger surviving more than the weak. That's what's actually what evolution means.
That's not correct.
That's not correct.
It's just changed. What they were probably referring to is only the strong survive.
Exactly.
But
That's
Darwin never said that.
Okay.
But again, even when you looking at it, see we this shell, this body,
okay,
you know, this shell, this body is we know is made up of the exact same. Okay, if you look at an ape, if you look at an ape, it got a heart.
Okay.
They got lungs. They got bones. They got nervous system. They got blood. They got over 98% of the same DNA, the same genetic
So
material.
my question
that we
is,
have.
why do we still have these apes roaming this world?
See, okay. Again, no, it's not.
No,
it's not. No, know why? Because I just said we don't come from apes.
Oh, but you believe
just said we don't come from apes.
But
now, wait a minute. No, slow down. No, wait.
We're
not finna move from that question.
Okay, cool.
Right?
Okay,
because first we didn't come from apes.
Okay.
So if I say we came from a common ancestor with apes, the correct question would probably be, so why is that common ancestor still around if I'm saying that's where we came from?
Okay.
And guess what? It's not.
How?
What you mean it's not?
How? If we come from this common ancestor,
I'm just saying it's
of
not.
This ape.
Okay.
If we have this common ancestor of this ape, we evolved from this ape.
You missing it.
Okay.
You missing it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say if this is the human.
Okay.
And this is the ape. We living at the same time.
Okay.
And I say it's a common ancestor.
Okay.
That means I'm not saying the human come from the ape. I'm saying if you go back far enough
in
the evolution of that ape, and if you go back in the evolution of the human,
you see that?
And if you go back in the evolution of a rat, if you go back in the evolution of a raccoon, if you go back in the evolution of whatever, eventually you gonna get to a common source with all
the
of them.
thing that I want to bring up is you brought that up. Let's talk about fruit. Let's talk about fruit. Apples, orange, bananas, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not feel like this stuff is more healthier for you or less healthier for you?
Than what?
Than what we had when we was like actually evolving, per se, what you saying?
Are you saying that the fruit nowadays
is more bad for you than the fruit?
Nah, it's
how?
The same.
When we know for a fact that the fruits that they give you right now have wax all on them, they chemical based, they've been modified differently. Like actually, they say broccoli have more protein than steak, right? When actually broccoli is a dead plant. You don't get no protein for that. It's because they say it's green, it's good for you. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? I just say yes or no. That's all I want you to say. Yes or no?
Well,
yes or no?
What's the
yes or no?
What's the question, bro?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah.
Oh, you're not gonna. Okay.
I mean, look. Man.
Okay.
So did God form man from dust? That what you telling me?
No. That's what he's telling you.
No, that's what I'm asking.
That's what I'm saying. That is
2 minutes.
I'm bringing it back in.
It is 30.
Nah, it's 12.
Come on, we're gonna build. We're gonna build. We got. I think we got like an hour, about 30, 45 minutes left.
All right. Did God
and we got to continue these type of topics though.
Did God form man from dust?
Okay.
The Genesis story makes sense, but I can't prove it.
Oh my! I finna Fred Thomas. Fred.
No, but
Fred,
I'm saying
Fred
it makes sense that God made him from dust. Is that?
Wow.
I want to get technical.
All right.
With it.
Are you saying?
You gotta let me talk, bro.
Okay. Before you go on, are you saying that if God created us from dust, what dust did He create us from?
All right. Now let me talk.
Okay.
So let me talk, bro.
That is.
Right.
I'm letting him talk.
Now, it says that somebody blew breath of life in Adam.
Somebody.
Alright? I don't know who he was, what it was, but I know one thing. We are inside of a body. I know that.
Okay.
And it's something burning, keeping our bodies at 100.
Energy.
Let me talk, bro. It's something keeping our bodies at 100 degrees, 90 to 100 degrees, and when we die, our body turns cold.
Okay.
So it's something keeping our body lit right now.
Like
Let me talk, bro.
Okay.
It's something keeping our body lit right
2
now.
minutes though. 2 minutes.
All right. We are inside of a body, bro. Behind this skin, behind this blood, behind this heart, is something burning. It's energy burning. So something blew some kind of energy and some kind of life that gave everything on planet Earth life in that burning fire energy, bro. It didn't come from nowhere. So the Genesis story makes sense to me because, I mean, I know one thing. We're inside of this body, bro. Our body is burning hot right now.
Okay.
And come on, we not just know.
So you telling me that you believe in the Genesis story, but you're saying
I'm saying it makes sense.
How? How does it make sense to you?
It might not make sense.
How
to
when you saying how is this making sense when you are basically saying that your body has some type of energy up in it? Because we know when you die, you go cold, and the energy of your body. And okay, I'm sorry. I'm just passionate. My bad. I'm just passionate.
Yeah, you
my bad,
know, bro.
My bad. And we know that the energy when you die, the energy leave your body and your body turn cold.
It returns back to
what?
To wherever it came.
Me and Matt was discussing this earlier.
The energy goes right back when you die. Come on. We all know when you die. Let me talk, bro. You already know when you die, your body's still gonna. If I die right now, my body's gonna sit right here on this float and. My body gonna turn cold within an hour. I'm gonna leave and go into another state and go somewhere.
Okay.
It's gonna be back to where I came from.
Great discussion right there. Great build because me and Matt actually was discussing earlier about why did the church house took out reincarnation. Can you tell me why?
I don't know why.
You can tell you why?
I don't.
And it happened in the 4th century. The 4th century. Or the 1st century, or the 3rd century.
I fully reincarnation does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, if we have reincarnation, and that means that when we die, let's say for instance, they say the light of the world, or when you come new to this world, when you enter to the womb and the waters and everything was void and dark, but when you come to this world, so be light. So that means, guess what that means? That means new life. Okay. Do you understand that?
Life happened whenever.
No, life did not happen whenever.
Life,
it would never happen like that.
Nah,
and that's the case. That means that if you saying that, then that means my life should be whatever I partake and say that I want to be in life. And life don't happen like that. Right or wrong? Right now, so you can say that you should have all the money in the world. You should be able to take care of all your people, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the light that you're looking for. When common sense tell you, we know that's not correct. We know that's not correct. Look at I'm gonna give you a prime example. You see all these books on this shelf right here from the brother right there? You see all these books? It's different things in these books that calculate back to something. Like I was telling the brother earlier, if you go look at these ancient sites, if you go look at these ancient sites, I don't think I was never recording no fuck it. But,
nah, go ahead and start it. So when mine stop, it'll still be going.
On these ancient sites, what I was telling the brother earlier today, that all these sites actually connect. I'm not saying with life. I'm just saying with some type of entity that somebody saw something. Just like
we
he brought
are
up.
Connected to. Look.
Okay.
Not okay. 2 minutes, and then I want to let Matt talk. But check this out. We are connected to something.
Okay.
It's something. Now,
I think we
let me talk,
now.
bro.
I'm
just let me talk. Look, just let me talk, because you like cut me off. Look, bro. We all are connected. Me, you. We are connected to some kind of unlimited energy source.
Mm.
And what people call that is God. Mm-hmm. People call it Yeshua. People call it. People call it. People call it all kind of. Look, I don't care what you call it. Who cares? I don't care, bro. I don't care what you call it. It's so many different names. In China, it's something else. They call it prana.
Okay, cool. I'm glad that you brought that up.
Let me talk.
No, because, the last time we had a discussion at your house,
let me talk,
what did you do?
Let me finish.
What did you do, though?
Let me
Every
finish.
time I was trying to talk, guess what he did? He talked loud at me and cut me off. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Look, man.
I'm let him talk.
Yeah, you did.
My turn.
You did kind of
my turn.
Well, give me my, let me finish
Okay,
then, bro.
good. Go ahead.
In different regions of the earth,
See,
they
that's-
call
okay.
it different things.
Okay.
We attach to something.
Oh, well, let me ask you something.
Oh,
go
Okay,
ahead.
now, this real talk. What makes it valid? Just because the ancient people said this stuff about a God.
What makes it valid?
valid?
Because you're not your body. That's what makes it valid.
How?
Because when you die, your body stays
I can
here.
do this. I can do this with my body. I can cut
When
myself.
you die, your body stays here, bro.
Okay. Your flesh.
You leave.
Your energy.
You leave. That's what makes it valid.
Your energy.
So to answer your question, that's what makes it valid.
No, I mean the idea of some type of consciousness somewhere that's aware of what we have going on. That
And I'm gonna give you a prime example.
Okay,
Why?
I'm
gonna give you a prime example why.
Because of quantum physics. That's why.
Okay, I wanted you to get in that.
Okay, because cool. I don't know if you paid attention to the double split experiment, but that kind of is evidence that we are being observed by something.
Okay.
All right. Now that's a topic too deep for me to explain.
No. If we're gonna have these discussions,
It's a topic
we have
too
to
deep
have
for
this
me to
discussion.
explain. Basically, okay,
If
here
you can't explain it, that means you don't need no business talking about it. If you can't explain it, you say it's too deep for you to explain.
I'm fixing to explain it.
Explain it. There you go.
This is what quantum physics is, bro.
Good. Let's get it.
When you watch something, when a scientist watch an atom,
Mm-hmm.
the smallest particle it is in this universe.
Okay.
When they watch it, it does what they want it to do.
Oh.
When you don't watch it, when it's not being observed, it goes like this. It goes crazy where you can't even it can't even be like it's uncontrollable. But when you watch it, it's straight. And when you turn your head, it's doing this. So if it's happening at a molecular level,
Okay. Before
It
you go
can
on,
happen
explain to the people what that means.
a level where everybody can see it. Like it can happen on a level where I don't know what you call it. You have molecular level, like where you need a damn microscope, and then you have a particle level, like this phone, like stuff we can see and touch. You know?
Okay, I've been letting y'all go. I just want to jump in for a second.
Go ahead, man.
You're not recording either, Matt.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I understand the point, and only reason why I asked that is because we have to assume that every one of these ancient cultures that was talking about this actually has some kind of knowledge of like high science.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we sometimes I think we can almost find anything anywhere if we look hard enough for it.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Because I want to touch specifically on what you're just saying. I'm aware that what you're talking about, how those particles they react differently when they're being observed.
Yeah.
But think about it though. Is that the particle or is that you?
Huh.
Because
It's the particle.
But think about
It's the particle.
it acts differently when it's being observed.
Yeah.
So is it the particle or is it you?
It's the particle. It's the particle.
But how is it the particle if the change happens when you come into the equation? It's like if you do a scientific experiment, and just think about it. Let's say you're doing a scientific experiment and I put water and vinegar, I put water and vinegar, I put water, vinegar, and cornstarch, and I put water and vinegar, and I put something in there. And then I wait to see how they gonna react. And that one thing that's different is gonna be the variable. So if something changed, I know it was the variable that did it, because that variable, that cornstarch, wasn't in the other experiment.
Right.
So if you have it to where when it's being observed, when the observer come into the mix, that particle does something different. And if the observer wasn't in the mix, it will be doing what it naturally do. Again, what I'm getting back to is is the change the particle or the observer if it happens when the observer is there?
It's the particle because each time it's a different observer, something different happens. It's the particle, man. It's the particle.
Well, that kind of goes against, and really I was trying to flow with you, but that would go against what you just said.
Why?
Because you said that proved God. You say you know listen. You say we know that we being
God can't be
proven. Wait a minute, just hear me. You said. Because that's what we're talking about, bro.
Yeah.
You said we know that it's something observing because of how the particles react when they being observed. So if you're not implying that things are happening in a certain way because there's some universal observer and their observation is affecting things, then you kind of killed the argument.
Okay.
You know what?
But you flow with me though.
He kind of killed a lot of arguments that actually he be trying to debate me on. Yes, I'm gonna call it out. Like I said, it killed the argument. Every time that we have an argument, the thing about it is you always. You know the reason why I call you a Christian?
I'm not a Christian.
I knew it. I didn't know it, but I know how Ricky gonna take it.
I'm not a Christian.
I know you're not a Christian.
Okay.
But you know why I call you a Christian?
Why?
Because you actually will put your life on the line and say that
Wrong.
Yes, you will.
I'm not.
Yes, you will.
Only thing I put my life on my line.
Right now, we sword fighting. Even though we using words, we sword fighting to the death. Right or wrong?
No.
Yes. Yes. You actually believe that this guy, this character, actually walked this earth. And think about, yes, I understand you say he did not perform these type of things that you say, walk on water, performing all these miracles. But you honestly would say that whoever this person was, yes, he did exist, but he didn't perform that type of stuff. Right or wrong?
I said I don't know if he did that.
So,
I can't prove he did that. But somebody existed who them people believed in. Somebody. It was somebody.
Okay. The thing about it is, when I tell you somebody...
and one thing I'm glad you did, I'm glad you brought out that boy Malachi York, because I did not know they deified him.
Of course they did.
You know, so if that can happen to him, then it can happen to some guy these people believed in.
Jesus, of course he did.
Yeah, it can happen.
No, all throughout human history they deified people.
But that's why I was trying to explain.
They deified Emotep.
But let me explain something to you.
Go ahead.
You cannot condemn the Nuwapians, because guess what? The Nuwapians are actually doing what they need to do for the community that they uphold.
I don't know who the Nuwapians are.
See, because you ignorant.
Nah,
you're
bro.
ignorant.
You got me fucked up. You're not gonna be disrespecting me like that.
I'm not saying you ignorant as in like
ain't nothing ignorant about me.
But like I was telling back today,
they the followers of Dr. York.
Yeah, they the followers of Dr. York. The conscious community is actually built out of.
Calm down.
I'm sorry. I'm passionate about this. But
anyway, chill out at the same time.
I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. But anyway, the conscious community is actually built off of Dr. York's work.
Okay, but Dr. York, look, Dr. York ain't benefiting me none. That's why I don't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of your per se and the words that come out your mouth, guess where you getting it from? That's where you getting it from.
Give me your theory.
You getting it from Dr. York, who passed down to other people, and you have
That's not who I get my stuff from.
Yes.
That's not who I get my stuff
from. Yes, Ricky.
Nah.
You get it from Dr. York. But anyways, let me finish my statement. The Nuwapians, which is per se a cult, they're actually out there doing what we want to do. They're actually in the head of the state and going against these people. They're actually over there in Africa building stuff up. When I came here and I see the backyard back there, I was like, damn, man, we can build us something back here, man. A pyramid or something. They're actually doing that, brother. They're actually doing that. Like Professor Small. They actually going back to Ghana. I remember when we were going live and the dude brought up Ghana, right? They actually going back over there to Ghana and rebuilding it. They are rebuilding it. They are actually rebuilding it over there. And we actually got the past to actually, if we want to leave America, well, we can't, because a lot of us black people have felonies and all types of shit. And it's a code around the whole world that can accept you or not. So a lot of us can't go. A lot of us can't go. Okay? People is actually going back and building. And building, my brother. Really, really. We think we building in our own community. No, these brothers are building all around the world.
Man, look, it's about to cut off. Yeah, it's only a few more seconds. But yeah, we're gonna come back with part 3.